Welcome to the OVA vlog. Today we have one of my favorite guests, Martin, my husband. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
In past vlogs, we've talked about the different factors we considered when thinking about whether or not to have kids. One of those factors was cost, but we didn't really know. We knew that it would cost money, but we didn't really know how much it costs to have a child. So over the last couple of weeks, I did some research and looked into how much it costs to have a child from pregnancy to the child's first birthday. And I was really surprised at the cost at the number that I came up with.
If Elise is surprised, it's not a good thing.
So, Martin, if you had to guess how much it costs to have a child in the first year of their life, what would you guess? And this is above and beyond our current expenses.
Maybe 10,000?
Are you kidding me? Try $33,000.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's expensive.
So how does that break down, though?
Well, okay. So there's a couple ways that it breaks down. In general, there are 4 categories. So there's parental leave, which is really lost income. So Martin and I both want to spend a month with the newborn. And Martin gets some paid parental leave. Yay, Martin's employer. I get 0 because I work for myself. So we're going to have lost income for that first month that we have to budget for. There's health care costs, and so that's the actual labor and insuring a new human being. Mm-hmm. That's childcare, and then gear and stuff. And so those categories combined cost $33,000 for our household.
Yeah.
So this definitely varies depending on your geography or some decisions you make. But for our household, it's $33,000.
That would also break into sort of ongoing costs versus like upfront costs, though, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it does. So yes, you're right. So there are startup costs. So the one-time kind of everything you need at the beginning, mm-hmm. and that would include like the delivery and the prenatal, mm-hmm. which is like kind of a one-time cost. And that for us after insurance will be $4,000.
Gotcha.
And then you have the one-time cost of the parental lost wages with parental leave, mm-hmm. and that's a couple $1,000s for us. And then you have the gear and the stuff, which is about $5,000. Hopefully you get some of that, right, from baby showers or used or from someone else, hopefully.
But worst case could be up to
$5,000,
wow.
Yeah. It's not worst case. That's actually like a pretty average estimate. I tried to be like pretty average in the things that I was estimating,
Thanks.
But yeah. So you're right. Those startup costs are about $14,000 for our household, and that's actually for a lot of households. So you have to budget for that or save for that, or we do, prior to having a child. So the other category though is the ongoing monthly expenses that are above and beyond our current household expenses. Mm-hmm. That's $1,600 every month. And I have a feeling that it just goes up as kids get older.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's $1,600. And that includes childcare. So full-time childcare in Minnesota is $1,200 a month, and that's an average. You have the stuff you need, right? Because babies grow and
poop.
They need poop, so they need diapers, and that's an ongoing expense. So in total, when I looked at the monthly kind of ongoing expenses, it was about $1,600 for our household.
That's basically half another parent.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Who wants to join us? Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So it's a lot that we have to like figure out, like, what are we not going to spend, and how can maybe we bring in a little additional income? Like, how do you do that? And this does not take into consideration the cost of adoption. If you end up deciding that you're going to adopt, that can be in Minnesota $25,000 to $40,000 for a newborn.
Wow.
Yeah. Or if you have fertility, that you need fertility support. And so a round of insemination in Minnesota costs $850, and that's for one cycle. You might need multiple cycles. And if you then need in vitro fertilization, that can cost up to like $17,000 per cycle in Minnesota.
Jeez.
And you might need multiple cycles of that. So that can cost a lot. So this didn't even take into consideration that. And then if you decide that you're going to formula feed, or if something, if you end up formula feeding, that can be $2,000 a year. So that didn't get factored into this because I do plan to breastfeed. So it's expensive.
Yeah. Not to say that this hasn't been done a million times every year.
Yeah,
Millions of times every year. So
and people do figure it out. You know, I'm a little type A, and so I have to know the numbers. But yeah, it's a lot to think about when you are thinking about so many other things, right? So this is one factor of many.
But it's good to know, and it's good to go in prepared. You know, it's good to know that whether you can take the time and have the opportunity to save for such expenses, or even if you have to carry debt, going in knowing that is going to be part of the process in that first year, a very happy and joyful process, but it has to live in the real world.
Yeah, that's and so these are estimates, and I obviously missed things, and I probably overestimated things. So we'd love to hear from you, all the parents out there. How much did you spend in the first year of your child's life? Where did we overestimate? Where did we underestimate? What did we just leave out? So let us know in the comments. We'd really love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.